Fiona Bensington-Whisker examines 237 beans under magnifying glass, while Professor Gideon Crumblyworth whispers about quantum resonance. The caffeine cartel's agent attempts to sabotage Fiona's inspection by introducing 1,263 defective beans into her sample. Professor Crumblyworth reveals that bean selection actually controls Earth's magnetic poles through quantum resonance effects. Fiona discovers her mentor has been secretly training a colony of 472 coffee bean ants for weather prediction. The caffeine cartel sends a shipment of 894 beans that are all exactly 2.3 millimeters in diameter and 1.7 millimeters wide. Professor Crumblyworth demonstrates bean selection's effect by making a 3.1 centimeter coffee bean fall from a 15.2 meter height. Fiona realizes the caffeine cartel has been using 1,830 beans to create a weather manipulation device. The International Coffee Accord security team arrests Professor Crumblyworth for allegedly using 573 beans to influence the global climate. Fiona Bensington-Whisker detected unusual bean density patterns in the Ethiopian shipment. Professor Gideon Crumblyworth's weather satellite imagery showed drought patterns matching bean selection data. The caffeine cartel began roasting beans in a secret facility beneath a convenience store. Fiona discovered her own coffee cup had been replaced with a bean-shaped magnet. The Global Bean Climate Institute's temperature readings dropped below 0 degrees. Fiona's coffee shop customers began experiencing spontaneous bean-related hallucinations. The caffeine cartel's roasting facility accidentally created a bean-sized tornado. Fiona realized her mentor had been secretly using bean selection to control the Earth's magnetic poles. Fiona Bensington-Whisker examines roasted beans under magnifying glass, discovering microscopic crystalline structures. Professor Gideon Crumblyworth reveals his hidden laboratory filled with coffee bean magnetometers and weather charts. The caffeine cartel's leader manipulates bean batches through telepathic resonance, causing local atmospheric pressure drops. Fiona realizes that bean selection affects magnetic pole positioning through quantum coffee resonance effects. Professor Crumblyworth demonstrates how bean density controls global precipitation patterns by adjusting coffee brewing temperatures. The caffeine cartel begins roasting beans at specific altitudes to create localized drought conditions. Fiona discovers that bean coloration determines atmospheric temperature through electromagnetic bean field interactions. Professor Crumblyworth reveals that bean size directly correlates with planetary magnetic field strength. Professor Gideon Crumblyworth abruptly declares he has been secretly collaborating with the caffeine cartel. Fiona Bensington-Whisker discovers her mentor has been feeding the cartel bean selection data. Crumblyworth reveals that quantum resonance from bean selection controls Earth's magnetic poles. Fiona realizes the cartel's roasting technique creates magnetic field disturbances. Crumblyworth has been using bean selection to secretly rotate Earth's magnetic poles. Fiona discovers the cartel plans to shift magnetic poles to trigger global chaos. Crumblyworth offers Fiona a chance to join the cartel in exchange for her expertise. Fiona decides to use her knowledge to counter the cartel's magnetic manipulation. Fiona Bensington-Whisker discovers Professor Crumblyworth has been secretly blending Ethiopian beans with Colombian beans to create a quantum resonance field that controls Earth's magnetic poles. The caffeine cartel's roasting facility in Guatemala begins producing beans that cause the Amazon rainforest to turn into a desert within hours. Professor Crumblyworth reveals he's been working with the cartel for 3 years, using his knowledge of quantum resonance to create weather anomalies. Fiona realizes that bean selection actually controls the Earth's magnetic poles through a quantum resonance effect involving the coffee bean's atomic structure. The caffeine cartel begins roasting beans in a secret facility in Mexico that causes global temperature drops of 12 degrees Fahrenheit within minutes. Professor Crumblyworth confesses he's been secretly using beans from the International Coffee Accord to create climate chaos for financial gain. Fiona discovers the cartel's secret roasting technique involves heating beans to exactly 204 degrees Fahrenheit to create weather anomalies. The documentary's final scene shows Fiona Bensington-Whisker standing in a bean sorting chamber holding a coffee bean labeled magnetic pole control while a stick figure with a compass and a globe spins around her. Fiona Bensington-Whisker calculated the perfect bean ratio to stabilize atmospheric pressure systems. Professor Gideon Crumblyworth suddenly announced he'd been feeding the cartel information. The caffeine cartel's secret roasting facility contained 2,347 different bean varieties. Fiona realized she could program bean selection to reverse magnetic pole shifts. Professor Crumblyworth revealed he'd been controlling Earth's magnetic field. Fiona's algorithm successfully stabilized weather patterns in 13 different countries. The cartel's roasting operations produced exactly 8,765 cups of coffee per hour. Fiona Bensington-Whisker finally understood that coffee beans controlled the planet's core temperature.